Good afternoon, everyone. I'm waiting for a couple of people to jump on, but I think I'm gonna just jump right in. And if somebody joins us later, then that'll be great. So I wanted to talk to you today about why rest is important. And I know a lot of times, I hear people say, well, I don't have the time and I don't want to be in the gym or working out every day of the week. And, so it's more of an all or nothing type of a mentality about it. And I don't want you to have that. We work out for our fitness, not just to work out, but this is for our health and our future health. And as we age, then of course that tends to decline. And so rest and recovery in between your workouts is super, super important. So I think we all know the importance of exercise and working out, lifting weights, any kind of resistance training, that type of thing, because it's good for our health and our wellness, both when we're younger and then as we start getting older and as we get into our mature years, then we just know that that's going to help us feel better and be able to move better. So, and I've said this before, exercise, mainly when you're lifting weights, and that's what we like to try to do. That's most beneficial of any kind of exercise that you can do because that builds your strength, which helps your mobility, your balance, all of that. Plus, it can help you get rid of some of that weight as well. Those are other videos. So if you want more information on that, then let me know and I can send those to you. But when we exercise, when we lift weights, then that breaks down the muscle. And we get little micro tears, which that sounds horrible, but it's good. That's what we want because that's what helps build that muscle. But exercise breaks down the muscle and it uses our energy. So if we're doing that 7 days a week, when are we going to be able to rest and recover? So even professional athletes, they train hard, but they always take some time to have a day off. And I'll get more into what those days off look like here in just a little bit. But what rest does is it allows muscles to recover and repair and build. And if you don't take time to rest, take a day off, take a couple of days off, then you'll end up kind of plateauing on your progress and you can actually sustain muscle soreness and pain. So you, you all kind of know that you do get some soreness when you're working out, and that's to be expected. Now, if you don't have soreness, that doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't done good and it hasn't done any benefit to you. You don't have to be sore, but a little bit of soreness is expected, and that's normal. Soreness is fine, pain is not. We never want that to get into pain. Excuse me. And so, but if you don't take those rest days, then that soreness can continue for days and days and then weeks and months. And that's not good for anybody. It also, rest helps us from overtraining those muscles. And so they do get a chance to recover and rest. And if you end up overtraining, then you can actually sometimes cause an increase in weight and body fat. And in some cases, that can also lead to dehydration. And so we don't want any of that. And overtraining can actually cause the opposite effect of what people are wanting. when they're doing an exercise program. And rest can also, there again, having your muscles be able to rest and relax a little bit, you can help avoid injuries, and it helps keep you safe that way. Because an overworked muscle or our joints, I know people with arthritis, then you can actually do too much and do some wear and tear on those joints as well. And rest helps us reach those maximum results that we're looking for. And so, to gain that strength and your balance, mobility, all of that, you're going to get better results if you actually take some time off. And I'll get into that as far as what that looks like. I'm not saying, take a month off or something like that. But rest helps us reset not just our body, but our mind as well. So rest is super, super important. So I'm going to go over a couple of different types of rest. The first one is what people think of when I say rest from exercise, and that's going to be passive rest, which that's when you really don't do much. Doesn't mean just totally sit on your bed all day or sleep the day away. Sometimes it might. Maybe your body really needs that. So listen to your body. And if it is just so spent by, not just your exercise, but, life happens. And so you might need to take a day and sleep half the day. I don't know what that looks like for you, but passive is just really resting and not doing much of anything. It gives your body and your mind a complete break. But you can do things you enjoy because that will end up refueling you as well. So spend time with family, friends, playing games, going out into nature, reading, whatever that looks like to you, something that will fill you and fuel you. The other type of rest is what we call active rest. And what this does, or what this means, is you actually do a little bit of something. Maybe you're not doing your full intense workout and lifting all those weights and, stuff like that. But you can go for a walk, you can do some stretching, maybe do some yoga, something like that. And what this does is it helps improve your blood circulation, which helps in the repair of those muscles and helps in the recovery of that. So do a little bit of something, and that kind of keeps you active. And then, of course, like sleep, like I said, you may need that, but sleep at night, or if you work at night and sleep during the day, whenever you sleep, then that's super important also to get a good night's sleep. And I know some people have problem with that, but honestly, the more you exercise and the more you're active, then the better you sleep, really. And if you still continue to have problems, you might check with your primary care physician because there might be something else going on. I know for myself, I was having some hormonal imbalance. And so I was finding it difficult to be able to sleep, but I went and I got that taken care of, and I sleep like a rock and it's awesome. So, but you need, everybody's kind of different. You're going to know what you need for your body and your activity level. But honestly, the more active you are, I find the less sleep you actually really need. It seems backwards. I know it does. But the more I exercise, the more energy I have. And so I can do more. And so usually between 6 and 8 hours is kind of like the sweet spot for sleep. So as far as how much time, how much rest you should take to get away from any kind of workouts or exercise, there's no real pat answer. It's not cookie cutter. It depends totally on each individual. It depends on what kind of exercise you're doing, how intensely you're working out, how much, you're doing with that, putting into that, um, what your goals are. That also is going to determine that. And then also where your fitness level is right now. So you might need to take a little bit more time when you're first beginning, but that's just in order to kind of get your body used to it. You shouldn't necessarily stay in that spot for very long because you want to progress. And that's what I help people do, is be able to move from that beginning point to, where they can do a little bit more. But a general guideline is to take 1 to 2 days a week, usually. And one of those days can be a passive rest, and the other one can be an active rest, which is generally what I promote. And then there again, for us more mature people, then, or those just starting out, then I recommend working out 3 times a week. That's really all you need. You're still going to see progress. You're still going to be able to see the results that you're looking for and gain that strength, which there again helps with your balance, your mobility, and just overall makes you feel better. So generally when I'm working with somebody, I have them do workouts like on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We kind of work with that within what their schedule is and what works best for them. Then you can actually, if you want to, the more you get into it and the stronger you get, then we can move up to 4 and 5 days a week. And that's even what I do. I typically work out 5 days a week. But there are times where I'll only do 4 times a week. If I'm really pushing my workouts and doing a little bit more and higher intensity, then I'll back off and I'll only do 4. So again, no cookie cutter as far as, what's right. It's all going to depend on you. And of course, then, like I kind of mentioned before, if your body is letting you know, so if you're having a lot of soreness or pain, a lot of extra fatigue, if you've got something going on in your life, that there's a lot of stress, something like that. Now, for me personally, I go work out when I get stressed because that helps me. Um, but there again, everybody's different. So you may need to take a day off just to kind of chill, relax, kind of get your mindset back to where it needs to be. So this is why it's super important to be able to incorporate some rest into your fitness journey, because without that, we do risk injury. We can overtrain and hit those plateaus, and we're not going to hit the goals that we want. So if you want more information on this, and if you want some guidance in your fitness journey, then hit me up and I will certainly help you with that. I customize everything to each individual. So send me a DM or through email, something like that. Contact me and I will get in touch with you and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Thank you guys. Have a really good rest of your day.